So here I am installing the sill plates. So here's a 16-foot 2x8 that I'm going to use to anchor down onto the foundation. So now I'm placing the board up against the anchor bolts so that I can measure how far down I need to come. So here you see me with measuring with a square. So I measure how far the bolt is from the edge, and then I use that measurement to know how far down to come on the board. And so I do that for each of these 4 bolts, as you can see here. So I look to see what the measurement is, and then I measure it on the board. And that seems to work really well. So now I'm taking I believe it is 5/8 drill bit and drilling the holes that I just marked. And then I pick up the board and I try to place it on top of the anchor bolts to see if I did it properly, see if there's any mistakes, see if it, just to see if I did it correctly. Sometimes it takes a little bit of work to get it on there just right, but with a little bit of work and lining up the holes, it usually starts going on. As you can see right there, the first 2 popped on pretty quick. The second one the third one needs to be pushed down just a little bit, and there's the 4th one. So there you go. There's the first board. Here's another board. I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm going through and measuring how far away from the edge the bolt is, and then making that mark for each of the anchor bolts. Then I go through with my drill bit, my drill, and drill the holes. So as you can see, a pattern forming here. Then of course I take the board and try to see if I can see if I did it properly. Now sometimes just with one person, 16-foot board like that, it's kind of tough to work with to get the right precision. But with a little bit of work and a little bit of moving around, and sometimes there's stuff on the bottom, you got to try to take off. The battery went dead, and so I do that for the other board, so there's no need to really show that. Here I've already drilled I need to sink the bolts down a little bit. Actually, I need to cut into the boards because a lot of the anchors aren't very high. So what you see me here is with a chisel trying to cut out or try to remove some of the wood that was not removed by the 1.5 drill bit. So here you can see me try to drill through one of the holes that I already did, the 5/8 holes, with a 1.5 bit. Wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it wasn't terribly clean, but I mean, this is stuff that's never going to be seen by anybody else but me. I mean, it does okay. So as you can see there, I'm drilling those off, drilling those out, and then I'm trying to place the boards on here, and then I'm checking to see that I did drill the 1.5 holes far enough. Here on this other board, you can see me drilling the countersink down so far, and so I do that for each of the 3 holes that were already there, and then try to remove some of the little chips that get stuck in there. So here you see me putting the sill plate gasket This is $7.50 at Lowe's or Home Depot, one of the two. It's supposed to help keep bugs out and help supposed to insulate. I don't know how well it works, but you know, you only get one shot at putting this in, and it really isn't that much cost. And so, you know, I just went ahead and did it. So you just roll this out and put it over, as you can see as I do there. And so here you see me putting the board back on top after the sill plate gasket's put on there. Of course, sometimes it takes a little bit of work getting it on there. One person by themselves, sometimes it's a little bit difficult, but just take your time, it works. What we missed here was me actually putting the bolts on there and tighten them down, but you know, it's pretty obvious. There I get done rolling it over the edge, and so what you don't see there is me cutting off the edge there so that you know, it's not connected to the full roll anymore. And so for this one, I forgot to go ahead and drill the holes ahead of time, so now I'm drilling the countersink holes so that way the bolts will come up a little bit, so I can so that the anchors can come up a little bit so I can connect the washer and the bolts to it. So here you see me putting it down, and then after this I will add the washer and the bolts on top of it. And I want to thank you for watching this video.